It's good to have you guys in attendance again. I would say make sure you get the likes up, but we're not in front of the computer. But we do have some people that are watching via stream. So the people that cannot be there, make sure you get the likes
Shout
up.
out to the live stream.
Let's go ahead and get this show started, man. So since I have you guys all in person, let's talk about the high value man, because that seems to be a trending topic over and over and over and over and over again, right? Shan, go ahead and kick it off with this high value man since you're an expert. And Real always bragging about how you fall in that category. I could be wrong, but maybe you do.
Well, you know, the high value man, the term was originated in the 80s. A lot of you guys probably don't remember a TV show called Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous. Anybody that used to watch Lifestyle of the Rich and Famous, there was an episode way back then where a lady came on and talked about high value men, and she defined it then. I think it was like 1984. I was about 12 years old, but I used to watch the TV show all the time. And so women actually defined the high value man, saying that he needed to make a certain amount of money, so on and so forth. And then in 2014, a book came out called The High Value Man.
What?
Written by an Asian guy, believe it or not. And then in 2018, another book came out by a woman talking about high value man. And then, of course, Kevin Samuels came along and made it popular over the last couple of years. What Kevin did was he took all those points that people talked about, and then he he created parameters around it that define that. Now, in my personal opinion, I go by what Kevin Samuels did. And the reason why is because if you allow people to define high value man based on their own personal feelings, and there's no set description. It's kind of like any other description, anything else. You know, what's the definition of a black man? Well, I think a black man, we don't want to go by people's feelings when we define certain things, right? What is marriage? You know, what is a husband and a wife? You know, a lot of things have specific definitions. And so because Kevin put those parameters around high value men, I kind of follow that. So what Kevin says is, listen, you got to make 10 grand a month, right? A lot of people say $100,000 a year, but that's not enough. You got to make 10 grand a month, which comes out to $120,000 a year, and then that's adjusted based on inflation, right? In addition to that, there's 5 more points. Now, we always get hung up on the money side. High value man is, well, you can't be one, according to Kevin, if you don't meet that first piece of criteria, but just meeting that alone is not enough. In addition to that, you also have to have been making that for at least 3 to 5 years. You have to have been making that. So you can't just bust a PPP lick and then instantly, because you made some money one year, you suddenly are in the club. That's not how it works. Consistency matters, ladies and gentlemen. And so becoming a high value man, based on Kevin's parameters, you have to have done that for 3 to 5 years. In addition to that, well, how can you prove that you did that? And that's what we go by, what we call LinkedIn level visibility. You can't just be a D-boy. You can't just say I'm an entrepreneur. You have to be able to, somebody has to be able to look at you, be able to check you out, and be able to look you up. And by looking you up, that's why he says LinkedIn, because LinkedIn, being a social media, is not just something that you can just throw up there and say that you're somebody. It also has connections, and it also has vouching. There's a vouching system on LinkedIn to have other people prove and corroborate your story of who you are. So you have to have the visibility. In addition to that, you have to, so those are those 3. The 4th one is you have to be in a club. You got to be part of the club. Yeah. There's a network involved in becoming a high value man. So, yeah, well, you know, I'm an executive vice president of such and such, and I make this amount of money, and I've been doing it for this long, but I'm also part of a club of other men that can verify what I do. These guys are saying that I'm part of that high value. You can't be, there's no such thing as a loner high value man. It doesn't work that way. You got to be part of, it's a fraternity of sorts, right? And then in addition to that, you have to be useful to the club.
Come on.
So people, you got to be you got to be useful to the club. You can't just be in it and nobody's speaking. You know, nobody can use you.
We waiting
so
on
what
you.
What good is that? What good is being a man with means and wealth and all that if you can't be used within the club? And really, you know, the 6th one, it slips in my mind.
Let me ask you this question, Shannon. Where does integrity and character
It
come
doesn't.
in?
It doesn't.
So you're saying that you can be a high value man
You can be a
and
high
have
value
low
asshole.
character and low integrity.
Yes.
And be a douchebag.
Yes.
That's crazy. That is insane.
I know it is. I know it feels that way because we're speaking on emotion. But when you remove the emotion out of it, think about this. High quality man is different than a high value man. And so a lot of people want to put the value, you know what, I think value has to be integrity, and he's nice and he treats me right and he talks to me and he cuddles me after we have sex. That has nothing to do with the value of a thing. That has to do with the quality of an individual. And so a lot of people conflate high quality man with a high value man. All women want a quality man, but they all claim that they want a high value man. So the value of something, what it's worth on a marketplace, has nothing to do with if its efficacy of emotions.
Let me ask this real quick then.
Go ahead.
Ladies, first off, we know y'all don't know what the fuck y'all want. Right. But I'm gonna ask anyways. Do y'all want quality or do y'all want value?
All right, hey, y'all.
Hey, you're not a woman, dude.
No,
He said women.
I'm finna go get the ladies. You stay on the stage.
That's what I'm doing.
Come on.
All right, simmer down, y'all. Simmer down.
My only pushback to that would be this, right? Shane, you said that on LinkedIn, right? That the person has to get vouched for.
Hold on,
Right.
hold on, Trey. Hold on. All right, go ahead, Trey.
Okay, yeah, nah. What I was saying, like my only pushback to that, you said on LinkedIn they have a vouch system. So exactly what are they vouching for? Because those people that you work with can't necessarily vouch that you made such and such amount. Like salary is hush hush, especially in corporate world. So what are they vouching for if ethics and integrity mean nothing?
Well, it's okay. So if I claim that I'm a neurosurgeon, right? A neurosurgeon in the United States is the highest paid salary job, right? It averages at $450,000 a year. That's a W-2. They get a paycheck like everybody else. That's the top job in America. I can go around and tell you guys that I'm Dr. Shannon. I'm Dr. Shannon. And who are y'all gonna check? Who's gonna verify that I'm Dr. Shannon? I can come up with a certificate. I'm good on Photoshop. I can do what I want to do. Now, when you guys say, well, is Shannon worth who he say he is? This is what happened with Dr. Umar Johnson. If you guys can't look me up to make sure that I'm a doctor without me showing you a whole bunch of stuff, that's the part that you have to be visibly verifiable in claiming who you actually are. So if somebody says that I work at ExxonMobil and I'm an executive director in Texas, well, are you just saying that and you really just live with your mama? No, here's other people that know that I work at Exxon and there's such and such thing. So that's what's.
You look like you're about to say something, bro. What you about to?
Go ahead, Nathan.
Pipe it up.
I don't know. I was trying to listen to understand, but I was confused. I'll say this. I'll say this. Unfortunately, we live in a society now where anybody can manipulate or recreate their lifestyle based on society's expectations. Nothing is really can't go based on social media anymore. People found a way to recreate and reinvent themselves via social media. And unfortunately, we have a lot of people who fake it till they make it. Unfortunately, a lot of people are easily persuaded by material things to assume just because you dress nice or you got that car leased or rented, that automatically puts you in the status of a high-value man. I think, to be completely honest, I think the situations in life, as they change, determine the value of a man. So, for example, if this country turns upside down, the true value of a man is going to be determined based on his ability to hunt, gather, protect, right? So value is going to be really not based off of money, but a man's capability to do things.
That's facts.
And so I think, unfortunately, we've gotten so confused and got carried away being obsessed with money and materialism that we are now equating that with value. But truth be told, the money's not looking too good. Then what value of a man are you going to be if you can't do anything outside of that? So I believe we got to start looking at the situation as the value of a man needs to be something that surpasses his pocket. And so, because if you can't do that, then how are we judging men?
Fellas, if your ass don't know how to go out into the middle of the woods and start a fire.
Facts.
If you don't know how to go and hunt, if you don't know how to go and trap, if you don't know how to work weapon systems to be able to protect your family, if all this shit go up, clearly, right? This is what he's talking about right here.
Well, half the men in this room don't know how to change a tire.
That's facts.
Damn.
That's facts. Hey, no shame, fellas.
Oh my
No
God.
shame, fellas. Where you at?
Oh
Where you
my
at?
God.
'Cause I know your ass in here hiding.
Oh my
If you don't
God.
know how to change no tire, you
Oh my God.
hold on. If you don't know how to change no
All
tire,
right,
you
y'all,
ain't got to
simmer
raise your
down,
hand.
simmer down, y'all.
But you better figure it out soon.
Hey, JR, we got a female chat ninja that got a question for the man on the panel.
Okay.
It's more of an answer.
Hold on, we can't hear a mic.
It's more of an answer. Quest asked if you want quality or value. I honestly feel like I'd rather have quality because I feel like with value, a value is going to come. As a woman in a man's life, you're going to add more value to him and he's going to become more valuable. But qualities are something that's already in that man.
Thank you for that. Appreciate that.
Go ahead, Trill.
The thing is this though, again, like it's no way to separate high value and integrity, right? Because what you're saying is you proving that a man could go get money. He's an asshole. But if he doesn't have integrity, then that means that I can't trust you at your word. And in business, everything is about your word. You literally have contracts that are shake hand. You know what I'm saying? So just because you can go accumulate funds doesn't necessarily mean that you're a high value man, because if you don't have integrity, I can't trust you. So what value do you bring to me if there's uncertainty when I look at you?
Well, but that's okay. So let me do it like this. And I hear what you're saying, Trill, but let me be clear.
Keep it funky.
And keep it short too. Keep it short.
Bring your ass up here.
This is the analogy I always use. This is the best way to explain it. I'm born in 1972. I'm 50 years old, right?
Hey, nah, shout out to my boy, because he looking play as hell in here.
That's a fact.
Shout out to my boy.
What?
Shout out to bro.
He looking more in shape than some of you young niggas. Pipe up.
In 1972, Chevrolet made a Corvette called the Corvette Stingray. The Corvette Stingray is a valuable car because the marketplace determines how much that car is going to be sold for.
So you mean monetary value?
Huh?
So you're saying monetary value?
Monetary, yeah, because that's what you spoke on. You talking about men making money and whatnot. You talking about integrity, and you spoke on integrity. Now here's the thing: if you run into a brick wall driving a 1972 Corvette, you will die. That car is not a safe car to drive. If you go get yourself a 2011 Honda Accord, you will be safe, but it's not valuable. Anybody can buy that car. That car is plentiful. You can find it everywhere. There's lots of quality cars out there that people can afford and purchase, but everybody wants that 1972 Corvette that's hard to find and is worth a lot of money. Its value is a lot more than a 2011 Honda Civic that will save your life with airbags and power brakes and power steering. Corvettes don't even have power steering. So why would this old car with no power steering, no power brakes, very unsafe to drive, doesn't even have a cross seat belt that just goes over your lap that you will die in, why is it more valuable than the next car? It's because it's rare, more people want it, and it's something that has been established by the marketplace.
But based on that, but if it's not reliable,
it's not.
Okay, so why
reliability has nothing to do with value?
Well, what it should be.
Okay, that's crazy.
That it should be. Right. What you're saying. What you're saying is that because it costs a lot of money.
No. It doesn't cost a lot of money.
Okay, well, it doesn't cost a lot of money, but you're saying the value is wrapped up in
the marketplace.
The marketplace, the supply and demand, right? That's what you're talking about, right?
Yes, sir.
But the thing of it is, that's what it is. When we're talking about men, right? We're not necessarily talking about a car.
Okay.
Right. So men, we're talking about high value. It should not be on how much money that they make. Reason why is because every man that makes a lot of money doesn't mean that they have high character, that they don't have high integrity, that they don't have a moral compass. And so those are the things in which we're supposed to be teaching our young dudes.
We should be.
So if we're telling the young dude to say, hey, go get all the money that you can, but however he has he's an asshole, right? Then what's the point of him being able to build a legacy?
Well,
Because all he's doing is he's going to multiply more assholes.
I understand that, and that's why the women in the room want a quality man over a valuable man.
So let me ask this: is it possible we defined high value the wrong way?
No,
No, I think so.
I think it is the
I
fine.
agree.
I think that's
No,
I think
it's
the
not.
issue. Well, let's discuss facts over feelings.
Let's
right?
get it.
And so the reality is, I think that we've misdefined high value. We're defining it the wrong way. We're using society's definition instead of the actual. No, it's
the marketplace. The society is the marketplace. The people that want that person, we're using their definition.
and society is wrong. That's the issue. Is society has an issue trying to understand what the reality of the world is.
Hello, motherfucker.
So it's more so it's more so of a situation where we need to actually define it correctly because we have it defined wrong, and people are being misdirected. They're being misled. Because if we take a show of hands with the men inside this room, by a show of hands, based on the definition of Shannon the Great, how many of you guys are high value men, or are you men of value? Which one of you guys? How many of you guys, by a show of hands, are high value men?
What, based on based on the criteria I laid out?
Right. So there's about 5. So by a show of hands, by a show of hands, how many men in this room are men of value?
Now ask them.
Well,
about
you can be both.
Bruh.
how many men in the room are men of quality though?
She said, "Read my super chat."
And that's what I mean.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
So-
And that. Go ahead, Nathan.
So the issue, I think the issue is there's a difference between society's definition and then the definition of reality. As a man, are you a man of value? Are you valuable as a man? Only a man can answer that. If you're not valuable as a man, right, then that's an issue. High value is a concept. It's a social construct created by a materialistic society. At the end of the day, because we have gentlemen up here saying, if a man is high value, it's not considered high value if you're talking about integrity. But that is actually a value that a man absolutely has to have. And so it defeats the purpose to be a man if you have no integrity. And so to be high value doesn't necessarily mean anything, but to be a valuable man means everything. And so in my thoughts.
What you got, Rilla?
I actually wanted to hear Alan on this one, man. He said Kevin Samuels started this conversation.
I've been trying to get my thoughts together. I think I agree with you. You know,
Wait, with me or with
you?
Okay.
Yeah, with you. Because when I think of like Michael Jordan, for instance, Michael Jordan was a terrible person, greatest basketball player of all time, right? So there's a distinction.
That's the big question, but okay.
And a rare man.
There's a distinction between how you are evaluated externally and the traits that you have as a person. So a high value man can be a man of quality, but not every quality man is high value.
Exactly. You
So
can be you can be a high value man and be a high quality man. Absolutely. You can be a high quality man, but you may not reach the pinnacles to become a high value man. And that's why quality is something that is more commonplace, because integrity and telling the truth all the time and laying down my coat over the puddle of water and all the stuff that women want men to be. There's plenty of men that can do that. There's plenty of Honda Accords out there. You can get one on any car lot, but you won't get a Lamborghini everywhere. You won't get a 1988 a Ferrari Testarossa, which is worth $1 million. The value of that car is high. It's not necessarily as safe, and it's integral, and its frame structure won't protect you in case you get into collision. The thing, it won't protect you the way that other quality car would, but it's certainly more valuable. And it's certainly more rare. It's more difficult to become valuable than it is to become a man of quality. And so I just don't want us to conflate the two terms. But a lot of people want to mash them all together.
And if all this shit go up, what you think people gonna want?
Quality.
The truck. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna want that pickup truck versus a goddamn Testarossa.
But isn't that the argument that Kevin Samuels had? Why do you women want this value when quality is what you should be paying attention to? You're passing up all the men in the room who's men of quality looking for the man of value. Because when I drill you down and ask you these questions, you're identifying this man of value and didn't speak one time about the quality in a man. That's facts.
I got a question though, real quick. Could you run those 5 qualifications down again, real quick?
Say again.
So could you run those qualifications for high value man down real quick?
The 6 things. So you got to make 10 grand a month or more, depending on where you're at. But no matter what state you are in America, you got to make 10 grand a month or more. You got to do it for 3 to 5 years. You got to be a part of a group of other high value men. You have to have a network. I mean, you have to be useful to the group, and you also have to be visible, LinkedIn level. You have to be able. No, you can't just claim it, and then you can't just be, just say, I got money, and nobody can verify where your money comes from.
Okay, so question. With those things just listed, I heard you say
hold it down, y'all. Hold it down.
Hold on. Can we keep the chatter down, please?
Hey, chat niggas, just come on, man. Y'all chill.
Nah, but real quick though, based on those qualifications, I heard you say earlier that like somebody that sell drugs couldn't be high value, right? But if according to those things you just listed, since integrity is out of the window, apparently, according to y'all definition, right? A drug dealer, I know a few right off the top of my head that make more than 10,000. I know a few that are in a network of men making more than 10,000. I know a few of men like that fit every quality that you just named. So how can that drug dealer not be high value and somebody that's in corporate world who's taking advantage of low wages in other countries and finessing and cutting throat to get to the top? How can that man be high value and that drug dealer not be? According to y'all definition.
Because that nigga ain't got no LinkedIn.
That's what I was gonna say.
So the drug dealer didn't get the LinkedIn.
How many drug dealers?
He don't got no business card.
Come on now.
That's real.
He don't got no business card.
Oh my God.
He cannot move because that man
on LinkedIn.
cannot move across the country freely.
Why he can't?
That's a lie.
They travel very.
Hold on.
Officer, you know better than that.
But to his point though, high value men exist.
That man cannot move or communicate freely.
No, I know.
But
Listen,
to his point,
What?
drug dealers and high value men existed way before LinkedIn was even a real. It was even a concept.
Wait.
He brings up a good
Y'all
point.
talking to the? I grew up South Central.
Hey, Shannon, let me ask
I ain't gonna
this.
tell you
Look.
I was a D-boy myself. I'm not
wait.
saying that, but I'm telling you I know.
Wait.
Exactly what you're talking
We got super chats right here. But
Okay.
look, besides the super
Hey,
chat.
big shout out to Manelope Elephant.
Super chat.
Elephant.
We got a super chat.
Hey,
shout out to Manelope Elephant. Get that dude a round of applause.
Hey, Quest.
That nigga one of the biggest super
We
chatters in
got
the
a super
field.
chat. We got a super chat.
Before Manelephant, hey, he been supporting. Every time he donate, it is red. I swear to God, it looked like my baby mama after. You know
Hey,
what I'm
high
talking about.
value.
Hey, look,
How you
but
pronounce
look,
his name, Logic?
Hey, but look, watch it. Hey, but Shannon, you're wrong. Dope boys do got a LinkedIn. It's called the Shade Room.
So, first of all, my name is Curtis. That's my real name. I think we conflate the issue. The bottom line is, it's what do the women want? We're getting on this moral high ground of, oh, well, you can make 6 figures, but you might not be a good person. That's irrelevant. The relevancy is, what's the dating market? What do women want? That's the thing. And I think in the black community, we get on this thing of, okay, if you make 6 figures, but he might not be a good person, why does your mind automatically go there? This is what pretty women deal with. People see pretty women, and some of y'all pretty privileged women in here, y'all know what I'm talking about. And people automatically assume you're stuck up or you're dumb or whatever. It's like, it's unfair. So I think we got to get out this mindset. I side with Shannon. We don't like to measure things, right? We don't really like doing that. We like to kind of toe the line. And the bottom line is everything comes down to what the other person wants. If women say they want a 6-figure guy, then all that other shit y'all talking about is.
So you're saying that a woman would want a man that makes 6 figures but not have integrity? No, I'm asking him.
Well, okay, I'm gonna put it like this.
Let him answer.
Okay.
Go ahead. No, you.
Let me put it like this.
Now, before you answer, now I'm not saying
Y'all hold it down. Hold it down.
that you
hold
cannot have both. That's not what I'm saying.
Right.
I'm not saying that. But based on what was stated, integrity and character and morality was not mentioned.
But that's not the topic.
That is. We're talking about value. We're talking about high value.
Let me put it this way. So years ago, there was a speed dating.
Okay, before you do that,
yeah.
Can you answer the question?
What's the question?
The question is, so you think that a woman would want $100,000 man that has no integrity?
Some, yeah. Some.
Okay, but
We go to the extreme.
Yeah.
But we're not
Always
talking
use
about
extremes
some.
to
You
get
know
our
that we
points
always
across.
speak in generalities.
Right.
Okay, so the average woman, you're saying, would prefer to have a man that makes $100,000, but he can have no integrity, no morale, and have no good characters.
But that's an
But,
extreme.
but
that's an
value is
extreme.
about
That's an
metrics.
extreme.
You can't measure.
No, I'm not
integrity.
asking you. I'm asking him. Right?
He answered.
No, I don't think so. I don't think women would prefer that, but I don't think that's the argument.
Yeah. Yo.
There's so much chatter in
Hold it
the
down.
audience,
It's good
y'all.
dialogue right here.
Hold it
Don't-
down.
don't
Hold it
save it.
down.
It's excellent dialogue right here. Hold it down, please.
I'm gonna say this. All right. So this is what I was getting to. There was a speed dating study done. It was like 10 years ago. I think it was in New York City. So what they did was they had a bunch of women and a bunch of men. They did not intermix the two. All right. So they had them fill out like a questionnaire of what they want. So all the women said, "I want an honest man. I want a nice guy that loves his mom." All the guys said the same, the stereotypical BS. I want a woman that's honest. All this stuff, right? But when they introduced the men and the women, all the women went for the neurosurgeons, the doctors, the attorneys, and all the guys went for the hot chicks. So that's the thing. It's human nature.
But you still haven't answered my question.
I answered it.
You did not
I did
answer
answer
my
it.
question.
So here's what I say on
I
this.
didn't answer.
If you don't mind, here's what I say about this topic.
Yeah.
Fellas, you should be striving to be both of these things.
Facts.
You should be striving to be both of these things. Right? Like, at the end of the day, go after getting your money, but do it in an honorable way. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't fucking hard. Nobody wants to date a rich dildo. You know what I'm saying? A rich fucking douchebag. Nobody wants that shit. And if she does, she's probably not good quality. You understand? She probably wasn't raised in the household with her mama and daddy, and she got some fucking issues, right? So strive to be the very best. Be both of these.
Hey, I'm gonna give the mic back though. But hey, last call for alcohol. You got like 15 more minutes to get your cup full, and then if you got a little extra pot change, Mr. Elijah drank down Julio orange juice. All right.
Also, I want to say this to all the fellas in here.
Okay, your final thoughts.
All right. 99% of us will never be Anton, will never be multimillionaires, right? But listen, don't let Instagram and all that shit. Just get on your purpose, do your best, get whatever education training you need if you need to get, make more money. But don't feel invaluable if you don't make six figures, right? That's all I want to say.